have to admit, I originally thought I was going to hate this. Well, not hate it, but just not like it, because it's so big, it doesn't fit in with Australian roads and so on. But if you live out in the country like I do, on roads like this, the size doesn't actually bother you, and it's actually, yeah, it makes it feel pretty comfortable and pretty stable. I think just the size of it alone, like putting aside the, you know, practical issues in the city, the size of it alone is a bit of a sort of novelty and a bit fun, because it is so big. Like, rear passengers are way back there. I don't know, there's something fun about that. And out on country roads like this, it's actually really nice to drive. It's refined, it's quiet, the suspension does well to absorb the bumps, and it does have a leaf spring rear end, but that's way back there, so you don't really feel it sitting in the front here, or even in the rear seats. You wouldn't really feel it because the wheels are just so far back. But also the size of the thing does help too. So if you think, if you've got a short wheelbase, that's going to rotate around on bumps and things, whereas a big long wheelbase, it just means that it's less affected by bumps and road imperfections. The handling is good, it holds on. It's kind of like a Ford Ranger, where it just remains very flat. It's just bigger, obviously, so it's like a Ranger times 2 or 3 or something. It's but it handles really well. I think it's, for its size and its weight, I think it actually handles really well. I could go for a big drive in this easily. Like, it's just so comfortable and cruisy. Fuel economy is decent as well. We're averaging 11.8 at the moment, but I did see that drop right down to 11.1 with extended highway use. So, you know, you could say a mixture of maybe 11.5 or something. I think that's pretty reasonable, again, for such a big and heavy vehicle. It goes well too, so as you'll see in the performance test coming up, it's actually really quick. I'll just slow down and show you the sort of kick down. It does have 10 gears, which is probably too many, but I think the 10-speed actually works well in high-powered engines like this. Like the 2-litre bi-turbo Ranger, it hunts around quite a lot, whereas the 10-speed in this, it just seems pretty conventional. The first few gears don't seem too short. And yeah, I don't really have a problem with it. And I do like the way that it's got the gears displayed there constantly, so you can see what gear you're in all the time. You know, it's only a little detail, but it just really helps, I think, because I know that I'm in 8th gear right now. You know, if I really want to cruise, I can get it up to 10th gear. We're coming into some winding road sections now. I'll do the kick down when we get out to the other side. So this will be a bit of a test of, you know, how cumbersome it might be. So far it's all right. You've just got to be very wary of the width. The brakes are good. The steering is nice as well. I don't mind the steering for this type of vehicle anyway. It's not, you know, engaging like a Porsche or something like that, but it just feels nice. It's nicely weighted. I can feel the front wheels moving around. Yeah, so driving down here, it's easy. It doesn't require any special skills or anything. You've just got to be a bit mindful of the width, more so than anything else, rather than the length. Yeah, the engine is quiet. It kind of reminds me of the old Ford Falcon inline sixes. It's just really quiet and hums along in the background. Just while we're sitting here waiting for the green light, we've got lots of charging options around. 12-volt socket, USB, USB-C, again down there. So you've got 2 different sorts there, and you've got some trays down here. Massive glove center console box here. Little slot for your phone, which I find is very convenient. You can just slot it in there. It's rubber lined as well, so it doesn't move around. You can even like have it upright as well if you want to. Just get my phone, so it's like that. So if you want to put your map on or whatever, that's handy. I just have it like that, and it seems to hold it in place. The XLT doesn't have a wireless charger. Got 2 glove boxes, rubber lined mat along the bottom there, and down there, rubber. That one's plastic down the bottom there, but this is that's kind of lined with a plastic thing. That's rubber lined cup holders, and even the tray in here has got a rubber lining, as well as the lower level. Awesome visibility. The way the door drops down there, you can easily see over the door sill and over the mirror. I don't think visibility is a concern at all, which is great because it is such a big vehicle. You want to be able to see outside and see around you. There is no sport mode or anything like that. You can turn the traction and stability control off, the button up here, but you do have a number of cameras and things you can look at as well. So you can see the live rear view camera. I also like the way you can adjust the instrument cluster brightness down here with separate buttons. A lot of new cars coming out, everything is in touchscreens, and it's just sometimes a bit of a pain to figure that out. Even if you do own the vehicle and you know where it is, you've got to take your time to go into that, adjust it. Here you've just got the buttons on the side, plus and minus. You can turn it up and down straight away. Even got a boost gauge there. The cabin fixtures and fittings do rattle around a little bit. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the right-hand drive conversion, which is done here in Australia, in Melbourne. I don't think it does have anything to do with that, because most of it's just the door trims and so on, and you kind of get that in heavy-duty vehicles like this anyway, because the suspension is, you know, it's a bit firmer than a family station wagon or something like that, so it just tends to rattle things around a little bit. I'm not trying to make allowances for this, but you drive a, you know, even a Toyota Hilux or something like that. Actually, that's pretty tight, the cabin in that. But some of the utes, yeah, they tend to rattle just a little bit. I'm on a pretty poor surface at the moment too. But the comfort behind the wheel, like in the seat I mean, is really good. It's got huge wheels, which obviously help drive over potholes and things too. The wheel doesn't fall into a little hole. It's just too big that it rolls over the top. It's good to have a lot of power, because you can just pull out of reasonably dangerous streets like that and get up to speed nice and quickly and easily. Yeah, the engine sound isn't the best. It's kind of, as I said, it kind of sounds like the old Ford Falcons. It's just got this sort of roar. There is a bit of a burble at some points of the rev range. I'm not sure if Ford has put that in there on purpose to try and, you know, rekindle some of the V8 spirit of the previous models. You can still get a V8 F-150 in America, but in Australia it's just restricted to this V6 twin turbo. Put my foot right down. Yeah, it picks up speed really well. It's surprising how quick this thing is. You don't really expect it, but you watch the speedo and it's just climbing, and as you'll see again in the performance results coming up, it's a quick machine despite its size and weight. Overall, I really like this. As I said, I didn't think I was going to like it, but I really enjoy it. It feels like a bit of a Tonka truck, but I like that it's not too macho. You know, you see some of those Chevy Silverados and even the Ranger Raptor, they just look so over the top. Whereas this, the design with, you know, a couple of chrome elements and things, it's just a bit more refined. It's not quite so stand out, you know, look at me, I'm a massive ute kind of thing. It is a massive ute, but it just doesn't have that macho flavor over the top. This is just a, yeah, reasonably refined looking machine. But mostly I love the way it drives. It's just so comfortable, heaps of power, awesome space, like just that sense of space makes it feel luxurious. And yeah, the fuel economy is not as bad as you might expect. All right, let's head out now to the performance test and see what it goes like.